1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, what's up, guys? I am James Hake. This is the Hake Report. It is hour 4 of Jesse Lee Peterson's stream. We're live on his stream. Thank you, Jesse. On YouTube, dlive.tv/Jesse Lee Peterson. Follow him there. And of course, periscope.com/JLP Talk and mixer.com. No, periscope.tv/JLP Talk and mixer.com/JLP Talk. It's Monday, February 17th, 2020. Happy President's Day. Does anybody have the day off? I know one guy who does. Psh, loser. Government employees. Actually, he's not even a government employee. But I don't know. A lot of people have, maybe not a lot of people, but some people have the day off. It's Washington's birthday observed. George Washington, I don't know much about him. I always thought pretty positively about him. Seemed like a solid guy. I know, I know that, you know, he gets mixed reviews from across the board, but generally, like, he was like one of the best presidents, right? Or wrong? There are speaking of presidents and the best president, there are Trump rallies this week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Phoenix, Arizona, Wednesday the 19th. Colorado Springs, Colorado, the Thursday the 20th. But ladies, you can't watch it because you have to go to the women's forum for ladies only on Thursday night at Bond in here in Los Angeles. If you're in Vegas, you have no excuse. You have to go. If you're in San Diego, Santa Barbara, San Francisco, okay, I understand if you can't make it down for a Thursday night. But anyways, rebuildingtheman.com/events. And then Trump is on Friday in Las Vegas, Nevada, according to Trump rallies, according to the list of Trump rallies upcoming. I'm starting to pay attention. That way I don't fire myself from Hake News as opposed to fake news. So 7 p.m. Thursday, ladies, here at Bond in Los Angeles, our current location. We'll keep you up to date on what's going on with the upcoming events. I will get to your calls. Appreciate you guys. 888-775-3773. In case you didn't hear my Sunday show yesterday, I stream on my channels with Joel and the help of Dylon answering phones. I told you a little bit about Azzmador, 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 interviewed me on his DLive channel, dlive.tv/Azzmador. Go follow him there. Make your DLive account. Follow Jesse Lee Peterson. Follow Azzmador. Follow the Hake Report. On his Friday night episode of the Crypto Report with a K, Crypto, Krypto. And he said that he learned a lot over the months of listening to the Jesse Lee Peterson show. And he likes the Hake Report too. Isn't that nice? And he's like a real full-on adult man. That's cool. 53 years old, I believe. And he said that he learned more than anything, more than at any other point in his adult life that he can think of. That's cool. There are whites waking up, and that's cool. I think that my suspicion, but I don't know, but my suspicion is that a lot of the alt-right are like closer to the truth or closer to finding the truth. But close isn't enough, right? Close is not enough. It's kind of like how I understand it was during Jesus's days when the Pharisees, I believe, were closer to the truth than the Sadducees. Something along those lines, like Jesus back in those days, he was constantly criticized and nitpicked, right, by the Pharisees. And yet the Pharisees loved him one time because he said something to the effect of there is resurrection from the dead or something like that. Whereas the Sadducees believed there was no resurrection. Something along those lines. He said something, and like basically the Pharisees are right about this issue. And kind of like the whites are right about a lot of the things that they say, as opposed to the rest of the so-called mainstream world. You notice that? I notice it. And that's why Jesse Lee Peterson has a lot of people in the alt-right listening to him. Sometimes they nitpick and get mad at him. And he has a lot of so-called Christians listening to him, and they're in like this cult of Christianity where you continue to sin. Man, what a scam. Did you listen to Jesse's guest earlier, the second hour? That black pastor guy? Nice guy. He's conservative, I guess. But he just repeated that mind-numbing scam of a theology that says positionally, I have the nature of God, but I'm going to continue to sin. And that's such a lie, such a terrible lie. That's a quote from a song. I have some more comments about yesterday on my channels, the Hake channels. I talked about Nick Fuentes getting banned. Speaking of, somewhat pro-white people, Nick Fuentes is like this guy that's pro-America, which happens to be also like pro-white and Catholic, and speaks very freely about race and identity and stuff like that. And it's not politically correct, so they falsely call it hate speech when they're the haters. They're every bit as hateful as he is, if he's hateful at all. I don't know. But, oh, by the way, he lives with his mother. But he needs to really take heed of Jesse's advice. Jesse Lee Peterson, he gives like solid advice as far as moving out. It's more than about saving your money. So Michelle Malkin, who's like a conservative mainstay, is that a word? She's been around for some time. She's been supportive of Jesse Lee Peterson, verbally anyways. And she tweeted out about the banning by YouTube, which is censoring decency and promoting degeneracy. They promote homosexuality, transgender, teaching sex to kids type stuff, just horrible stuff. And then they clamp down on Christians like Jesse Lee Peterson, accuse him of hate speech, demonetize him. Well, Michelle Malkin said, Con Inc., referring to Conservative Inc., which is the rhinos, is cheering YouTube even as they pretend to champion free speech. This is what she said. I have it actually in my extras folder, Joel. It says, Michelle Malkin. Even as they pretend to champion free speech, they don't stand with Laura Loomer or Gavin McInnes, which is ridiculous because those are like soft, nice conservatives. Laura Loomer, Gavin McInnes. They a little edgy at times, I guess. They tried to kill my career over defending Nick Fuentes and America First kids. She calls them kids, but they're young adults, young males. Some of them live with their parents. And they've done nothing to help McNeil Jaden, I don't know who that is, free speech posers. And she spells it an interesting way, posers. But, yeah. And she quote tweeted Scott Greer, who's been on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, actually. He wrote that book, No Campus for White Men. I don't know much about him. But he had announced that YouTube terminated Nick J. Fuentes' channel. And, so, I mean, of course, I didn't understand this one, though. JF, some of you so Michelle Malkin has written books, I think, and she's appeared on Fox News, and she's like, I don't know if she's Filipino or part Indonesian or something, but she's like conservative. And she's siding with these people, these young guys, America First types. Now, this guy, JF, Jean-François Gariepi. And he has an interesting accent. I think he's Canadian, like French Canadian. And he said, Nick Fuentes is gone from YouTube. JF versus Fuentes is the one, Joel. Nick Fuentes is gone from YouTube thanks to all the Antifa volunteers who have contributed to our campaign. I assume that he's joking because I can't imagine that this young guy, JF, is supportive of Antifa. But I guess I don't know the story and I don't particularly care, but it sounds like this guy who's interviewed Jesse Lee Peterson, and I guess he's friendly with the old alt-right, or he is alt-right or something. But this guy is a well-known name somewhat on YouTube. But I guess he has an antagonistic relationship with Nick Fuentes or his followers or something. It's just kind of a side note. I'm somewhat familiar with JF. He used to co-host a show with this guy, Andy Worski, who refuses to come on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. Coward! He actually refused over a year or two ago. But that's just some side drama going on. In case you're aware or interested, I'm going to get to this ridiculous drama going on about slavery and natural hair. Maybe I'll get Joel involved. But I have a lot of calls to get to as well. And then also, as I mentioned last week, my family had an open house for my grandma who died. Well, it was for us, an open house for all the family members related to my grandmother, my father's mother. She died at 98. It wasn't 99. I had mentioned it last week that my calendar connected to my computer or my phone had told me that she was turning 100 last week, or she would have been turning 100 had she continued living. But no, she would have turned 99. She was born in 1920, not 1921. Isn't that a life? That's cool. She lived that long. So I'm going to tell you some things that I learned if I get a chance. And some interesting conversations I had. It was cool. It was very fun. I finished church, uploaded the podcasts for my show and for Church with Jesse Lee Peterson, and then went home, took a quick nap, like a half-hour nap, and as I was getting ready to take a nap, I'm like, oh, did my mother text me? Did I miss the thing? Was that last Sunday? And then I looked up the text. No, it was yesterday, so I got there just in time to check it out. Anyways, let me get to some calls. Ryan out of Concord, California. Ryan, what's up?
How's it going, James?
Going fine. How are you?
I'm good.
I guess
I'm well. Sorry. Yeah. I thought I could get away with that because I'm on the Hake show.
I know.
The Jesse show.
I think I might have been the one who actually started that. I don't remember.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I know you always correct.
It's in the Bible.
And so does Jesse.
Yeah.
When people say this person and me, and you guys always correct him, and you say this person and I.
Right. He kept on doing it to that caller, and now I think that caller caught on that he was doing it to him today. It's funny. Anyways.
But I wanted to talk to you about, I actually went to my brother's church yesterday.
Yeah.
And they talked about, it was actually really cool. We went back into the Bible, into the book of Isaiah. And I won't get too deep into the story, but long story short, there was this king in the Old Testament, like 700 BC, King Uzziah.
Nice.
And basically, like, he was like a Donald Trump. Like, when he got into power, all of the lands, all of the fields, all of the economy started growing. All the diplomacy with all the neighboring tribes were like, everybody was in allegiance with each other, and he kept the peace and everybody was working. But when he died, there was like a transfer of powers, and he died of leprosy. In the year that he died, the whole nation fell apart. There was a disease that broke out everywhere. All the warring neighboring tribes were like gearing up to, start a war. And the reason why I brought all this up was because the pastor yesterday then compared all of that to today. He compared to the disease breakout to like the coronavirus.
Yeah.
He compared like the breakout of like neighboring tribes like North Korea and Iran and other tribes who are arming up. And so I just thought it was really a very like interesting and relevant point that he brought up in the Bible. And I guess where I'm going with this is just like as a Christian, it's so interesting to like I used to get so caught up in like politics today that I got to realize that like this has happened over so much time in history that like we just have to let God take care of things. We have to vote the way we can vote and then just let God take care of it, because there's always going to be a time when the nation will fall and God's going to have to come back and send a man like Isaiah to fix it. And maybe that could be like a metaphor for Trump or something. But I just thought it was a really cool story. If you haven't heard of that story, it's in the Bible. You should check it out.
All right. Appreciate that tip. Yeah, I've heard that name before. Actually, when I used to listen to Christian punk, there was a band called 121, and they had one album or single called The Year Uzziah Died. Interesting.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's so interesting. And he started talking about like politics in church too. And I was like, uh-oh, where's this going to go?
That's interesting, man.
But he kept it very relevant, and he didn't take any sides, but he was just like trying to like, let the people in the audience know and let the people in the church know that like this is just another one of the times that God ordains and God's going to take care of it. So we should just have faith and trust in him.
Huh.
But anyway.
I appreciate that, Ryan. Interesting. Thanks.
Yeah, for sure, man. Check out the story. I'll talk to you later.
Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye. Let me get to Maze out of Dayton, Ohio. Maze.
Hello, James.
Hey, how are you?
Yes, you want to talk about hair.
Hair?
So you're going to have a discussion on hair.
Yes, I want to talk about that mess. Have you heard of them trying to push these anti-discrimination laws where they're trying to make it against the law to discriminate on the basis of how messy your hair is?
Well, why should anybody be worried about somebody's hair when it don't belong to them?
Because they represent.
Wear your hair the way you want to.
Because if you hire an employee, that employee is supposed to represent the company while he's working on company time. He's a company slave.
Somebody with a crew cut come into an apartment company where people got hair purple, green, orange, and they come in and they don't have their hair that color, and they're supposed to not hire them?
Right.
Because they don't like their hair.
They're welcome. No, the point is, Maze, they are welcome to hire them or not hire them and discriminate based on any thing that they want to. They should be able to discriminate based on race,
if they're not taking
gender, transgender, homosexual gender, hair gender, all that stuff.
They're welcome if they're not taking taxpayer dollars. If you're taking taxpayer dollars,
no,
money from the person that you
wrong. Maze, that is so wrong. That's evil. Taxpayer dollars doesn't mean that you can't discriminate. That's evil.
Well, if you're taking taxpayer dollars, that person that you're discriminating against could be the same, but that's not why I called you.
No. Taxpayer dollars doesn't mean you surrender your civil right. It's a human right to discriminate. That's female thinking, Maze. Why are you thinking like a female?
No one.
Why are you thinking like a female?
I'm saying I am a male, a female.
I know, but you're thinking like a liberal female.
I'm thinking the way I'm supposed to think. I'm not thinking.
No, that's not how you're supposed to think.
I don't have people thinking for me. That's the problem.
I thought you didn't want to meddle in other people's business.
You are meddling in somebody. You cannot. How can you discriminate? You taking taxpayer dollars? I don't
take taxpayer dollars, so I don't know what you're trying to say.
So if you own a company, you have a company that you got your own money.
Hold on, Maze. Hold on. Just because somebody takes taxpayer dollars doesn't mean they surrender their human right to discriminate based on anything that they want.
You cannot discriminate against people when you're taking somebody else's money.
Yes, you can.
If you got your own business, that's your business.
In fact, you better discriminate, because if you're taking taxpayer dollars,
you're taking that person's money too.
Hold on. If you're taking taxpayer dollars, the taxpayers expect that dollars won't go to waste. But the dollars are going to go to waste if you're not able to discriminate. You're going to be undiscriminating. You're going to be indiscriminate. You're going to just let in anybody. You're going to let in the scum of the earth working for you. That's evil.
The people that's taking your money.
Maze, you're meddling in other people's business when you're saying that they cannot discriminate.
You're in somebody else's business when you take
No,
money.
no, you're the one who's in somebody else's business
You're
when you're
free
saying,
when you have your
hold on,
own money and you
I'm
doing
putting
what
you
you
on
want.
hold, Maze. I put Maze on hold. Maze, you're meddling in other people's business when you're saying that they can't discriminate. They have the right to discriminate. Now,
They have the right to discriminate when
Thank
they
you.
have their own money.
no. I
And
don't
that's somebody
care
else.
if it's their own money or not.
I know you don't. That's you.
Yeah, and neither should God nor you.
Yeah, really.
Yes,
and God
really.
would approve of that. So
And
if you're
on
taking
top of
somebody's
that,
money,
you're supporting Democrats who are trying to push this anti-discrimination laws regardless of whether they're
James.
taking taxpayer dollars. You're
who
evil.
are you support? You gonna tell me who I'm supporting? I'm
Yeah.
supporting being a free person. I'm not a
No.
slave.
You're not supporting
Never have
freedom.
been a slave.
Freedom is discrimination.
I am free. Free people do what they want to
Free
do.
people
They don't have
discriminate.
to use somebody else's money to get something to complain about.
You're wrong.
And they don't have if they do it with their own.
No. You're wrong.
Something that belongs to
freedom.
you.
Freedom is freedom
Somebody
to
had to
discriminate.
That's freedom.
Yes, that's freedom.
And you don't complain. I mean, you got to you can stop whatever you want to with your own money.
Thank you.
Because if I took Jane money out of his pocket and I'm trying to spend it, Jane gonna tell me what to do with it.
Exactly.
I'm glad I'm not that type of a person. I have my own whatever. I don't want to be.
So then you
sold
agree
or
with
paid
me,
for.
Mace. So then you
Oh,
agree
my
with
God.
me. Hold on. So you agree with me that these so-called Crown Act laws are evil?
If it's affiliated with someone else's money, no, it's not.
Yes,
Everybody
it
got
is.
to complain 'cause
It's
your
not.
money
It
is involved
doesn't have
with it.
anything to do with anybody else's money. It just says discrimination.
If it's your money,
No. I don't care. So
you started from
So
your
then
pocket.
you agree with me that the Crown Act is evil?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. See,
Because
then you're a
why
liar,
do you have
Mace.
to fit into
You're lying.
I guess the
You're being a
tattoos-
phony, Maze. You're
But
saying
James, I
that
guess
it's.
the tattoos
You're
need to
saying.
be- I guess-
Hold on.
I guess the
I'm putting you on hold again. I put Maze on hold. Maze, you just pretended that you only care if it's taxpayer money, right? But then the Crown Act doesn't care if it's taxpayer money or their own money. This is these people's private businesses. So you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. You're a liar. You shouldn't vote.
So as I was saying, James, if you started that business with your money out of your pocket,
Yeah.
you can tell whoever you want to not to come in your business and not to do this.
Not
If you-
according to the
that's fair,
Democrats
if
that you
took some-
support.
Who are you talking about, Democrats? I don't know what y'all.
You support the Democrats.
I support who?
The Democrats. You said that the
I don't
Crown
support
Act.
it. I don't
You
support
said the Crown
Democrats or
Act is not
Republicans.
evil.
Y'all the same.
You said the Crown Act
it
is not
like-
evil.
Is it like the one that's running for president?
No,
now?
you're
Maybe
all
you-
the same. You're all the same with those people that you
Really?
think are
And
all
when
the
you
same.
talk about the Crown Act, whose standards are you supposed to be abiding by with the Crown Act anyway?
The Crown
supposed to look the way you want
Act
to
is
or
a
because somebody
phony
else-
law that says you can't discriminate based on somebody's hair.
And what? Not only hair. What about all these tattoos all up and down your arm and your neck?
Yeah,
and
we
your
should
leg
discriminate
and,
based
and all of
on
that?
them too.
What?
We should be free to discriminate against them too. Of
Oh,
course.
but you don't say anything about that.
Because there's nobody pushing a law against it, Mace. Anyways, I gotta go.
No, James, that's not why I called you. You was talking about something. I want to call you about this bird just to call this Lady Friday.
Huh?
Do you think that's godly?
Yes.
You do. And
Yep.
the ignorant woman that called in talking about she agree with it. How could you call people names
She's-
like that and then call yourself a man?
You're talking
God?
about okay. So guys, Maze talks real fast. What she's referring to is on Friday, Jesse Lee Peterson referred to this black female who went up on the college campus in the multicultural student center or whatever and said, "Excuse me, there are too many white people, and it's just you need to be cognizant of the space that you're in. This is too many white people." And then, "Thank you." And so Jesse called her a fat, nappy-haired B word.
So you can't
And that
even
is an accurate statement. Where's the
No, it's
lie,
not.
Maze? Where's the lie?
I mean,
Where's
would
the
God
lie?
approve of what? I'm asking you, would God approve of that?
Yes.
Of somebody being calling that?
Yes.
What is that anyway?
He's so country that's not even considered a cuss word where
I mean,
they're
what
from.
is that? I'm not saying it's a curse word. It's
Thank
a,
you.
It's a
So
evil,
God
it's an
approves.
evil word. So
No,
what
it's
is
not
it
an
anyway?
evil word. The
Yes, it
woman
is.
is evil.
That's why it's meant for a dog, so I don't understand. He was calling later dog.
Yeah, she's acting like a
Emma
dog,
Russell
a
called
female dog. Is that your husband in the
so-
background?
Do you know the difference?
Maze.
No, it's not my husband.
Who is that?
That's not my husband in the background.
Is that your son?
It's my son, yes. Why?
Because Mike from San Antonio made the point that it's strange that you would be calling another man's show for 20 years following this man, Jesse Lee Peterson, and your husband lets you do that? Well,
That's
I know
right. My husband
why.
don't let
I
me.
know
I'm
why.
free.
You know
Did I
why?
tell you I'm free?
You know why
I got the
I let
freedom to
you
speak
know why
and
I
do
know
what
he
I
lets
wanna
you do that?
I'm not a slave.
Yeah, you are.
What is that?
Because everybody's
I'm
a
saying,
slave.
I've been calling Jesse for how many years I've been calling him?
According to Jesse, like 20 years, maybe more than
Yeah,
that, because he's been
I've been
saying
calling
20
him
years
Jesse.
for about 6 years.
I have the videotapes of calling Jesse. And you'd be surprised when Jesse used to have a lady friend that was on with him.
What are you talking about, Maze? You're talking mess. So, Maze.
No, I'm not talking about I sent them to you.
That's
so you can
fine.
listen to his findings.
But you know why your husband...
Oh, and I was being a
Hold on.
stay-at-home mom
I'm
at the
putting you on
time when I
hold,
was
Maze.
talking.
I'm going to put you on
Let me
hold.
tell you.
I put her on hold. You know why Maze has been calling for 20 years and her husband lets her? Because she knows and her husband knows that Jesse's right. So, of course, she's going to be attracted to the truth that Jesse speaks.
Yeah.
Right, Maze?
And why is he always worried about me anyway?
Who, Mike? Mike is not always worried about you?
The one that was worried about me having a husband and I can call in and show.
Yeah,
I can do what I want to do.
He can't believe that you have a husband because you're so out of control.
Really? I'm out of control.
Yeah. And
I'm a free woman. Just like
There's no such
I don't
thing.
have people to tell me what to do.
No,
I have my own
no
brain.
man or
That's why
woman
God
is
gave
free.
me one.
We're either
God
slaves.
gave me a brain to think. He didn't give my husband a brain to think for me.
The
He gave me
Bible
one for me to think
says.
for myself.
The Bible says we're either slaves of Satan or slaves of Christ.
That's right, and you're slaves of Satan, because that's how you show every day.
And so are you. What's your point?
So my
Anyways.
point is that you accusing other people of being that's free. Free people don't have to listen and do what somebody tells them to do. When you're free, you do
But
what you want to
listen
do.
and call in anyways.
Well, there's something wrong with that.
No, I don't
Sometimes
mind.
the brain
You're
need
my
help.
favorite caller. Maze,
Well, I'm glad
I gotta
am.
go.
You're my favorite host at the time that I'm calling you. And if I call Jesse, he's my favorite for the day. I don't have no favorites because favorites mean people look at people and see them as favorite, and then other people get sad and not happy about it. I like to keep everybody happy.
Okay. That's not.
So I'm not a Democrat
that is so
and I'm
female.
not a Republican. You get that in your head because I'm getting tired of these talking points.
No.
Y'all
You're a
fighting against
Democrat.
each other. We're not in the fight.
You're a
And
Democrat.
when you want to talk about our hair,
Democrat's another word for black.
when you want to talk about our hair, you're like you get perms put in your hair.
You have that wild hair?
No, I don't.
Thank you. So don't
And I don't have the
be
white hair
saying that
color
it's
either.
your hair.
I got the color of the hair that I was born with. But what I'm saying, you put perms in your hair.
No, I don't.
Yes, y'all women. The women men put perms in their hair too. Go to the
Don't talk to me about that.
At the
Go
beautician,
complain to
they'll
them.
tell you. Y'all
All right.
put perms in y'all hair, just like black people put perms in their hair, and they decided to take the perms out of their hair so they could have it natural. So when you want to know about our hair, ask us. Don't come assuming.
No. The Crown Act
So we
is trying
wear
to
hair
force
anyway
us
we
to
want to.
accept
Just like
your hair.
y'all wear wigs. Look at
Maze,
look
I
at
gotta
Fox.
go. Let's talk later.
Okay, look at Fox every day, and you'll see them white women send them there with wigs on their hair.
All right.
Wigs in the hair, weave
So
on their
you
hair.
claim. Does your son live with you? Does your son
Can
live
you
with
tell the
you?
difference between real hair and fake hair?
Hold on, Maze. Does your son live with you?
No, my son does not live with me.
All right.
My son has his own place, his own car, and everything
She
else.
won. Hake lost.
And he
is
also
Texas.
went to college. So what does that
All
got
right,
to do with
I gotta
anything?
go.
And he's single,
You have a good day.
just like you, but he don't hate women.
Yeah, he
Because it
does.
said, love, honor thy mother and thy father, and y'all not honoring your mother. I don't know why your father get all the credit, but you're not honoring your mother. You're hating your mother and loving your father. That didn't happen again. It was a union.
I gotta go, Maze. I gotta
brought
go.
you and anybody else on there. So, but
I'm
tell
so
Jesse
polite.
she got to
I'm so,
repent for calling that woman
beta.
a bitch.
Like I'm waiting for
He
her to
needs
say,
to.
"You have a good
Timmy
day."
Jane, tell Jesse he needs to repent for calling that woman a bitch.
No, wow, you said
not a
the
dog.
B
You
word,
know the difference
Maze.
between a
You gotta
dog-
repent.
Animal, you should know the difference between an animal and a human. And that was ridiculous.
No, she was acting
And
like.
God,
Anyways,
in his sight, in God's sight, he wouldn't have.
Go talk to Jesse about that one.
He's going straight to hell for it.
all right. You have a good day.
one.
I gotta
Yeah.
go. All right. Phew. Oh man, Evan out of Pittsburgh, PA, first time caller. Evan, what's up?
Hey, what's up, James? Maze got me a little thrown off there. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, I wasn't exactly sure what the Crown Act is, but, you're talking about discrimination and tax dollars. Well, don't. I mean, I don't know if this directly correlates, but don't we
She's the one who brought up
when
tax
we-
dollars. Tax dollars has nothing to do with the Crown Act. She's lying.
Oh, okay.
Crown
all I
Act
was
stands
gonna
for
say is,
creating a respectful and open world for natural hair. Crown. And they're so stupid, they're saying that you can't discriminate if you're an employer or a school or whatever based on the messy hairstyle.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. Sounds pretty.
It's female. It's a
Yeah, that or I was gonna say a little homosexual, but yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was getting out of that.
it's weak
Anyways,
for sure.
yeah, one thing I was came to my mind. For any of the callers out there, or any listeners, whomever, they're looking for some work. I just wanted to let them know that the 2020 census is going on, and I just got a job with them. It's seasonal, like 3 months, but I'm getting paid $27 an hour, and I just think it's a great opportunity. If anybody out there doesn't have a job, the application was not hard, and
Wow,
I thought that'd be a little useful, little useful knowledge out there for everybody.
All right, Evan. Man, what a racket. Government jobs, huh?
What's that?
I said, what a racket. Government jobs, huh?
Yeah, well, this one kind of seemed like it made sense to me. You go and count who's around and who's not there, and that dictates I guess what money and all that they receive. But yeah, it's a racket. I mean, I see what I guess I can see what you're saying. But another thing I called about is so I've been listening to some Jesse, you, a lot of what a guy named Owen Benjamin says, Nick Fuentes, and it basically caused a lot of cognitive dissonance for me, because all the things that I used to kind of enjoy doing, filling throughout my day, I'm no longer enjoying. I'm hearing Jesse in my head. I'm hearing you in my head. And then I'm just like, this ain't me. So, I used to smoke weed, and that desire just fell away.
Wow.
A lot of things just falling away, and I'm just wondering, like, hey, what do you do? What do you do for fun? When you get everything you got to get done, you're good with the Lord and everything, and what do you do? It's very also hard. Like, I feel very isolated. I'm 31, and it's very difficult to make friends. That male camaraderie, that type of thing. When most of the people I met are just zombified. I'm not trying to talk down on them, but there's just nothing there. So, do you have any advice?
No, I don't really have any advice. But you're exercising, you're doing all that stuff?
Yeah. I started going to the gym,
nice.
getting rid of my beta body best I can. Right on. Taking a walk on the woods. One little insight that I started to recognize, though, is once all this, sin and all these, things of the children of the lie that you have in your life starts to fall away, other things that I didn't previously enjoy.
Yeah.
Because God is, I guess, just more with me or more attuned. I am starting to, things are more vivid. I'm getting joy out of other things. So I'm just hoping that keeps, happening. And he's getting rid of, my old ways and, taking over for me so I can, enjoy some, new things.
So you don't have a regular job outside of this census thing?
Yes. I don't want to say exactly where, but
okay. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not trying to get you to do that.
I'm sorry. What was that? Hake?
I said I'm not trying to get you to out yourself or anything like that.
Yeah. Basically, what happened was I tried as hard as I could. I had the top sales, but we have some. We got some gay guy managers and some women. So it doesn't matter that I sold the best, tried the best, did the best. Whenever the the holidays were over and I was expecting to get the time that should have been given to me, my hours were just greatly reduced, and they got some girl to fill the position that I was supposed to get, and I was just really disheartened by it. And yeah.
Oh man. Well, man, I wish you well. Keep on looking for like a solid regular work. Is the only thing that I can recommend other than what you're doing. Yeah, I mean, make sure you do a good job with that census thing. $27 an hour. That's a lot we're paying you. And so make sure you do the job right. Don't be slacking like all the other government employees. And then
no, I ain't gonna be slack. I don't want to be nothing like them.
Good. Yeah, and then just have a good attitude because, the world is supposed to be evil and unjust. And so don't be dismayed at the discrimination that you face as a man or even a white man. I don't know if you're white, but just understand that that's how the world is right now and keep at it and have a good attitude. Play along with the game because it is a game. It is a scam against people that are right. But if you stay right, then they have no justification. And then at least you have your dignity still, and you'll be all the better suited for the next job or for creating your own business or whatever you end up doing. You have any skills?
Any skills?
Yeah. I'm not asking you to name them, but if you have any, maybe there's opportunities
I have some
or something.
skills I'm working on.
Cool.
That hopefully they could. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to let God, tell me just follow what He's saying to me, and hopefully I can, because I want to get a good skill. I'd like nothing more, but I don't know, Hake.
Yeah, I mean, the next job you get, maybe you'll learn stuff there because you just do your best at whatever job that you're doing, and
right.
You won't be in want. Cool, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate the call.
I love the show, man, and I'm really hoping a good woman comes your way, man. I'm really hoping.
I appreciate that, man. So if
we
you
need
want
more
any other
white babies,
Evan, if you want any, appreciate that. If you want any advice from Jesse, call his show early in the morning, 9 a.m. your time, I think. Pittsburgh, I think, is Eastern time, and you can also call the office after hours to request private counseling or whatever, and all that stuff.
Okay.
So there are opportunities. By the way, are you familiar with Jesse's guide, The 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success?
I think I remember hearing about it. He said it's a little book, but it works very well. So you recommend I pick a copy of that up and start reading that?
It doesn't work. You have to work, but it has.
Right.
It just reminds you of the basics. It's so nice. I do recommend it.
It is all about the basics.
Yeah.
Us intellectuals like to overthink things.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I don't know how Jesse does it. He's just amazing.
Yeah. Well, it's good to hear from you, Evan. Let's talk again.
I love talking to you, and I'll let you go. Get to some other callers. You have a great day, my man.
You too. Take care. Before I get to this other stuff, let me get to T out of Alabama. My third favorite caller, right? That might just be lip service, but T, good to hear from you.
Yeah, same here, man. How you doing?
Doing fine.
That's good. Quick question, man.
Yeah.
Do you agree with everything Jesse said?
I can say no only because I don't see everything he says for myself.
You don't see everything?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right.
That makes sense?
No, but you say you don't see. Okay, so you can see everything he says.
I can see some of the stuff I see that he's right. I mean, it's just plain that he's right.
And
that's partly why I started coming to his church.
Okay.
That's actually the whole reason why I started coming to his church.
Okay, so you learned a lot from Jesse, right?
I did learn a lot from Jesse. That's true. And so, some of that is got to overcome the learning thing. Because a lot of us learn stuff, and then we think we have it, and then we don't. Learning is different from seeing, You know what I mean? Maybe you don't.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you a quick question.
Okay.
I can't seem to get an answer out of Jesse out here acting like a little foolish child when you get him in the corner.
You're such a snake.
Yeah.
He's got to do these side comments behind his back.
No. I mean, he just no.
I understand.
Anyway, I just want to ask you, since you're a Jesse clone and everything.
Yeah.
In regards to women, mothers, okay.
Uh-huh.
According to Jesse, all evil comes from mothers, right?
No. And
I
that's
mean,
a leading question. All evil
Well, I
comes
mean-
from mothers?
Yeah, that's according to Jeff.
No, according to your mischaracterization of Jesse. Your blind, phony paraphrase of Jesse, yeah. According to your blind.
But okay, because it seems like when
Anger. Okay, T. Let me tell you how Jesse says it. The anger is passed down by the mothers.
it is passed down by
Yeah, the anger of the children
All
is
our
passed down
problems.
by the mothers,
Okay,
and then
All the
and through the fathers if they have that female spirit sometimes.
okay, which came from the mother, right? I mean, because you said the female, so it's the female spirit that is the problem that we're having in the world today, right? This problem for anger, all the ills that men or people having all the things.
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah, you can call it a female spirit, like this stuff that I was describing with this hair thing, acting like it's the real issue when the real issue there's actual serious issues going on with the black community, and they're acting like this hair thing is what's important. Hair discrimination.
Okay.
So female. So that is female, but it's really like Satan. It's an imitation of good. Lies are an imitation of the truth, and that's why people fall for them. And evil is an imitation of good. That's why people think that that's evil.
What I'm trying
No.
to so evil comes from the mother, and the only way to get rid
No,
of
the anger comes
evil-
from the mother.
the anger comes from the mother.
Yeah.
So the only way to get rid of
But you got
anger-
to ask Jesse this stuff, man. He
Well,
gives
I'm
you
asking
straight
you,
answers.
But no, I'm asking you because
No, you're being a snake.
Jesse is your teacher, right?
No,
Jesse is your teacher.
I mean, he's not supposed to be my teacher.
What? I mean,
He doesn't. Jesse
doesn't
doesn't try to teach. He said, "Let no man teach you," and that's what Jesus said too. Let no man teach you. So you're trying to just intellectually
You
state
said that
these
Jesse taught you things, right?
caricature these points of Jesse.
You learned from Jesse.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
kind of learned it. Yeah, you can kind of say that.
Okay. So when he told you to go, you went to forgive your mother like Jesse told you to do?
I don't know
And
if I
those are
actually
supposed to be-
forgave her. I told her that I was wrong for holding this stuff against him. I'm not
Okay.
that
So
I'm out of control too, you know. But I
So-
don't think that I
okay.
actually forgave her because I'm still a B word, as Maze said. Anyways,
so let me ask you. So,
Yeah.
So mother, we have no what word was it? So we have no reason to think our mothers for anything, right? We only should just forgive them
T,
for ruining
this is
lives, right?
this feels so pointless. Talk to me about something that I care about because this is meaningless to me.
Don't you
I
tell
gotta
me-
go.
I mean,
I'll talk to you later, Chi.
hey, no, don't run. Don't
No,
run.
I'm running.
No, don't run.
Yeah.
Because, you act
I'm
like you
running.
can. Yes.
I'm
No,
running.
don't run.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, I'm gonna ask you another question, man. Since
I'll give you
y'all
5
so
seconds to spit it out.
yourself, man.
5,
Okay.
4,
Y'all ridiculous, man. But
1, 0.
let me ask you something, man. Are you in a relationship? I'm gonna ask you a person.
In a relationship? No, man.
Yes. Yeah. With a female? Why not?
Because for one thing, I pour myself into my work. For another, beta. And for another, every female that I've gotten with been a feminist or something.
They got
Or
what?
bisexual, or in an open relationship, or Obama supporter, or Occupy Wall Street supporter, or I don't know. I just have no patience for that, which is kind of beta.
Okay.
I admit that, but at the same time, like I'm dodging bullets, not getting with these women.
So if
So-
you run across a female and she, real nice and she, she's Christian,
Yeah,
okay, Christian female and so forth. But she says she supports the Democratic Party. You wouldn't date her because of that.
well, I mean that's
political
not Christian.
It's not.
No, I would be like, okay, you're not voting.
Oh, okay. So if you're a Christian, you can't be Democratic.
Of course not.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There's no
Okay.
way.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
The
you
only
can
way
be
you
a
be
Christian and then and then you wake up and then you stop being a Democrat. That's definitely can happen. You can't be judging people just because they're Democrats. Anybody can wake
Right.
up from any
But when you
level of
judge, you
degeneracy.
playing God, right? When you judge, you're playing
I
God,
believe.
Right?
Huh?
Well, when you judge, you play God, right? According to
What? Dude, just call Jesse. I got to go. What a pain. But it was an interesting question about the relationship stuff. It's kind of fun. Juicy information, right? Anyways, let me get to Kyle out of Denver, Colorado. Kyle, thanks for holding, man. What's up?
What's going on, Hake?
Hey.
Yeah, I just I was thinking, along the lines of, if there was no discrimination, I mean, as far as like jobs and, but like not everyone can change the way they look. So I mean, it's the hairstyle is one thing, but I mean, if you have like a physical defect or something like that,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not.
Your job prospects are limited.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's kind of like, should only like good-looking people be actors? It's, what do you think on that? I mean, as far as like
that's the reality of life, man. Everybody is limited, has limitations on what their opportunities are going to be.
Sure. Yeah.
You can't
right
you can't like mother everybody and be like, now you can't discriminate just because he's ugly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I understand. Like, I mean, you don't want to.
There's plenty of opportunity in the world. It's just that blind people are blind to those opportunities.
Yeah, you can't create a job. There's either a need or there's not a need. I understand that, but I'm like, I think, I mean,
or there's
like
a
Trump
desire.
was,
There's a whole lot of needless. There's a whole lot of needless moneymakers. In fact, the most needless
like the
stuff is the
jobs.
Well, I mean, not just that. I mean, just look at the entertainment world. There's huge money in the media, social media, so-called, well, not journalism so much, but entertainment, sports, all that stuff. That's a whole lot of needless stuff, and you make the most money at that stuff sometimes. So,
yeah, that's true.
it's not
I think
just
people
needs.
are starting to see that.
Yeah, it's just appealing to people's egos, and then they'll pay. Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Oh, they're going to pay. Yeah, so there is opportunities even for the ugliest, most handicapped person.
True. Yeah, that's. Also, I was going to say, not to harp on the relationship thing.
Yeah,
I'm not in a relationship. Also,
okay.
But you ought to talk to what's Jesse's friend's name in Texas? That's the preacher down there.
Bill Lockwood.
Bill Lockwood. I guarantee you, one of his parishioners or one of his congregation, there's got to be some single women that have their head on straight, and you probably find something good there.
I don't know. I'm not into long distance relationships either.
Well, yeah.
But you hear all the time, what Jesse Lee Peterson says and stuff like that is don't go looking for them. Don't go looking for a woman. You're supposed to seek God. And that's like people aren't even seeking God. They like act like they want to be Christians and stuff. But then like when it comes down to it, whatever. I'm not going to pray. Stuff like that. So you get the basics right.
Yeah. I won't take up too much of your time. I was just going to weigh in on the ugly people need jobs too.
Right. Thanks, man. Appreciate hearing from you, Kyle.
You bet.
All right. Take care. Ronnie out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Ronnie, what's up?
James, how you doing?
Doing fine. Is this your first time calling into my show?
I think I talked to you briefly once before.
Okay.
It was like right at the end of your show, so
yeah,
similar situation. I got a little more time now.
Cool.
But you're not the type of guy that would be like anti-law, go against the law if you don't think it's a fair law, are you?
Oh, you mean like civil disobedience?
Going against the law or not following the law just because you disagree with it. Are you for that type of stuff or are you against that?
It depends on the law, you know? Like if it's gonna, like the law says I have to kill the baby or something like that, I'm not gonna do that. But it'd have to be like something specific. But anyways.
So it's a gray area for you. I'm only asking that because the Crown Act.
It's not exactly gray, but it depends on the situation. It depends on the law, you know.
Gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make it a gray area. It's okay sometimes and not okay other times. That's the definition of gray area.
No, man, that's not what gray means. But anyways, that's a moot point.
Anywho, yeah, when you look at the EEOC laws, they say that you can't discriminate based on race or racial characteristics. And one of those characteristics.
That's a shame, isn't that a shame?
No, that's not a shame. I don't know where you think whether it was in the Bible or in the Constitution, where people have the right to discriminate.
Everybody has the right to discriminate based on anything that they want to.
Where did you get that from? That didn't come from the Bible, and it's not.
It comes from basic freedom and love and patience with other people.
Not when you're trying to employ somebody.
Yeah, of course. Especially if you're trying to employ somebody.
Yeah, you're pulling this stuff out of thin air. That's not written down anywhere. Actually,
it doesn't have to be written down anywhere. That's just common sense.
But it's the opposite of what you're saying is written down, and it is law.
I know, but that's from the 60s. That's from one of the most degenerate periods of American history.
That was so. You think that the 60s was the worst?
I mean, it certainly ushered in the degeneracy that we have today. That's a fake. That's victimhood that they're preaching. They're just pushing this phony victimhood and taking away the fundamental human rights of human beings who own stuff to share their stuff with people that they don't want to share with.
That is not what the law says.
Yes, it is what the law says.
The law doesn't say you have to employ them no matter what. It says that
you cannot discriminate based on that.
That doesn't mean that you have to accept. It just means you can't turn them away based on those reasons.
But that's false. That's so phony and female. Don't you agree that's so phony and female?
No, that's the law. And it's
no, that's a dumb law. That's a phony female dumb law.
If you don't like California law, you should move somewhere else.
No, I'm not going to move somewhere else. We're going to change California law.
Not that one, because that one was literally nobody voted no against that law.
Those are evil people, a bunch of evil, disgusting people who hate human rights.
So why would you be so dumb and live in a state where there are evil people?
I was born here, and it's a great state. It's just the people are idiots.
Literally every single person voted in favor of passing that law.
That's an appeal. That's an appeal to the masses. That's dumb. That's not appeal to what's right.
But if not one person voted in the same type of mentality that you have,
good.
Then
that means I'm onto something.
It doesn't mean you're onto something. It means that you need to move on to something.
No, heck no. I'm not running from California. California better run from me. Not that I'm that strong, but don't you think? Come on, as a man, don't you think that that's silly to force somebody to not? You're just policing people's brains. That's so pathetic.
You're still looking at the law wrong. It doesn't say
it's policing people's brains to say on the basis of whatever. They have the right to discriminate based on anything they want to.
Except for the things that are written out in that law. No,
it's a violation. That's a violation of their rights. That law is a violation of their rights.
But it's not. It doesn't say that they have to hire that person. If that person is not qualified to do the job, they can turn them away because they're not qualified. But they can't say, here's a qualified person with hair that I don't like. You got to get out. They can't say that.
Of course they could.
I don't know what kind of country you want to live in, but that's not the country
I want a free country. I want a free country where you can't force people to have this phony imitation of love for other people. It's fake fairness, man.
That's business. That ain't got nothing to do with love.
Yeah, business should be free.
Business should be free?
Yeah, freedom to where the businessman has the freedom to do with what he wants with his job, with his business.
That's goofy. You're basically saying that if a business wants to pollute the air, that they should have the right to do that.
No, I'm not saying that.
You are. You just said they should be free to do whatever they want to do. You can't change it and say, well, they can't do that.
I know, but you're caricaturing my argument. I'm talking about who they want to hire.
No, I'm literally following.
I gotta go because this is a waste of time. You're being silly.
If I was you, I would have hung up 3 minutes ago.
Thank you.
Because you literally burying yourself in a hole.
Okay, that's fine. Burying myself in the truth.
You can't say they should be able to do whatever they want to do.
But as a man, you're siding with the female mindset of policing people's mentality.
No, as a man, I'm saying
you're like a father.
You're
Aren't you a married father?
Exactly. So I don't want the business that's in my area, in my community, to be free to do whatever they want, because that would mean that they can.
And so
pollute the
you
air.
have the right to discriminate against that business, but the business doesn't have a right to discriminate based on whatever they want to discriminate.
They can't. Literally, it's just things written down on an EEOC
I know, that's
law.
so evil, man.
It's like
Anyways,
things that they say you can't reject somebody for. If they're unqualified.
I mean,
they're
I get it.
unqualified.
You are an intellectual, and you have like this female mindset where you're trying to nitpick and always like prove Jesse wrong and stuff like that. But I don't know how you guys don't pause and consider and see the point that this is like reality.
I did, and I'm
No,
asking.
where's your pausing?
Asking you. See, the female thing is to interrupt and hang up the phone. That's the female.
All right, I'll be a female. Corey out of Florida, first time caller. What's up?
James, how you doing today?
Doing fine. Nice to hear from you, man.
Good, man. That's my first time calling in you guys, but I've called Jesse a few times. I have a great argument for this whole argument everyone's having over the job thing.
Yeah.
And that is hygiene. I learned this years back when I was in the university. I was in the computer system and a computer position, and this guy came for a job, and he was qualified. He was a foreigner. I think he was a Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
And the guy stank. I mean, he never showered or anything. He just had really, really bad body odor.
Yep.
And I asked the boss, were you going to hire this guy? And he said, no, we don't hire stinky people. You know, the guy had no hygiene.
Right.
Now, that's a perfect argument right there. Someone could come to your job and be completely qualified, and they have no hygiene. They stink to high heaven of BO, and you have to hire them because of these laws. And that is what the progressives do. They constantly update the laws and nitpick more and more.
Right.
Next thing you know, you're going to have a midget suing the NBA because they won't give him a job on the court because he's only 4 foot or 3 feet. You know what I'm saying? The argument could just go anywhere that they want to take it. That's
Right.
the whole point.
Yeah, it's browbeating whites.
Right, and they could even do this on a religion ground. You know, there's a religion in India called Jainism, and the Jains don't believe in bathing because they don't want to kill any living creature, even a little tiny insect and a little tiny microbe that live in your skin and your body.
Nice.
So they don't ever bathe. That's their religion. So what if you had a Jain community in the U.S. here, and they went for a job, and now we say, oh, you're discriminating against them because of their religion of Jainism.
Right.
No, I'm discriminating against them because they stink to high heaven and they don't ever bathe, right?
Yeah. Man.
So, you know.
Well, I mean, even beyond that, you just have the freedom to do that because it's your business. And
right.
It's such a shame.
There's social etiquette, there's etiquette in certain jobs. There's certain places where people don't fit in. Maybe even though they have the skills to do the job, maybe they might have social awkwardness, or they might have things in other areas.
Right.
And physical appearance is important too. Like, what if you're working in a high end? I don't know if I can come up with a good example, but maybe you have some really high end upscale clientele, and some guy comes in and he's totally qualified for the job, but he's covered with all kinds of stupid tattoos all over his face and everything.
Yep.
Your customers don't want to look at that, man.
Exactly.
That's just reality, as you say.
Plus, sometimes you just have a sense about a person, and sometimes these things are clues. They are legitimate clues about the mindset of the person, and it tells you something about them, and you should be able to hire or fire or not hire or turn down whatever based on any type of hunch that you feel, and it can be based on the hair or the race or the gender or anything that you want. Anyways,
and one
Corey,
more quick point.
Yeah, go for it.
One quick point, and that is obesity. People don't realize, if you study and learn a lot of psychology, people who are usually morbidly obese, I mean, there's a psychological thing going on there, and people do discriminate against fat people, and maybe they have a point too, that they know that there's something going on and something unhealthy about this person.
True.
And you could go on and on, all the reasons why you may or may not want to hire a human being for many different variables. You know.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you go, buddy.
Thank you, Corey. Appreciate it, man. Ofek, am I pronouncing your name right? First time caller.
Yes.
Ofek, out of Jerusalem, Israel. Nice.
Yes.
What's up?
Well, actually, YouTube showed me your stream and recommended, which is quite amazing. I didn't think that would be possible.
Wow. Right on.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about a few subjects. The first one is...
I only have 30 seconds, okay? I'm sorry to only give you that, but 30 seconds.
Well,
go.
All right.
Yeah.
There's a difference between a government official that decides on this on discrimination based on race, gender, or whatever, and a private person. A private person should be able to do whatever the hell they want with their money, hire you or not hire you.
Yep.
But a government official should follow a set of rules because they are a government official and they are hiring with taxpayer money, which everybody pays. Basically.
Yeah. True.
Now, I just wanted to hear your take on a couple of other things, but we don't have much time, so.
Yeah. Ofek, can you call back tomorrow? We're live Monday. We're live Monday through Friday. Well, Jesse Lee Peterson is hosting before me for 3 hours from 6 till 9 a.m. Los Angeles time. I don't know what time it is over there. And then I'm live from 9 till 10 Los Angeles time in the mornings. And so whatever that is for you guys.
8 p.m. right now. It's 8 p.m. right now.
8 p.m. Okay, so we start at 4 p.m. Jesse Lee Peterson starts at 4 p.m. your time, I guess. And then I would start at 7 p.m. But let's talk more. Let's talk again, Ofek. Appreciate it.
I'll call back.
All right.
Call back. See you later.
Take care. Mark out of Michigan, I'm sorry I can't get to you. The rest of you guys, thehakereport.com for my stuff, jlptalk.com for Jesse Lee Peterson's stuff, and the store page that sums up all the different stores that, T-shirts from Bond, The Fallen State, and Jesse Lee Peterson, and the books and the music, rebuildingtheman.com/store. Rebuildingtheman.com/store. All right, guys, take care.